Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the DB Dailies vlog. I'm down here with a good friend of ours and local neighbour, David, to do a video on his Irish Legends car. So stay tuned, learn a bit more about a different side to Irish motorsport other than drifting and rallying, and he's going to give us a nice walk around the car. So David, look, we're down here today and we're in the shade, which is full of kind of motorsport and anything with wheels that goes fast.
Basically, yeah. And slow.
And slow as well. But what we're going to talk about today, all right, is the Irish Legends series, all right, which is, look, a sponsor of ours for DB on the Key last year, and we're very appreciative for it as well. Without having our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to have the show. But we're going to talk about the Irish Legends series and your car here in front of us, because it's a side of motorsport in Ireland that people are not seeing, and Ireland's massive rally scene, and they have a massive drift scene now at the moment with stuff that the Drift Games and James Dean and the Shanahans and all are doing. But this is something that I don't think people have seen, and it's a shame because they're mad, they're cool, like they're fast, and it's something that we kind of want to kind of educate the people of YouTube on, right? So what I want to ask first is, how did you get into motorsport? What was your background before starting with the Legends series?
Before Legends, my dad has been karting since before I was born, so
Yeah.
I was kind of had no great choice only getting into motorsport. It was just what I grew up with.
Yes, yeah.
I just see karts there. He's still racing.
Yeah.
I started karting when I was like 17, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Just been doing that done it for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Kind of wanted to change then. I got into Fiestas.
Yeah.
It was the cheapest track racing at the time.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's the only thing to suit me budget.
Yeah.
And then I done Fiestas for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then eventually I saved up enough of a budget to try and get one of these, and the class was growing at the time, so I thought it was time to get a move over.
A gigantic burst out of the Fiesta world.
Yeah, I suppose
wow.
it is, yeah.
Something that you see on the road every day with the Fiestas to something like this, which is, and they're all bright mad colours as well, which is even better as well.
It's easy to make them striking looking in the shape of the car.
Yes. So, right, we're going to try and educate people, right? So, the car, I know some race cars are built off of other frames and other chassis and other running gear and stuff like that. So, as far as running gear goes, what is on it? So, if you want to keep coming around here with me?
The Legends, it was a series that was created in America. I think it was in the mid-90s or early 90s.
Yeah.
And they were designed for oval racing.
Okay, yes.
Short oval
Oh,
racing.
yeah, just like a NASCAR loop, we call it.
short ovals.
Okay, yeah.
It's because the Americans are just always ovals, really.
We can turn left.
But and the chassis were all specially built by 600 Racing, they were called in the States.
Okay.
They're all the same, essentially. And then the chassis is, they say it's a 5/8 scale of the 1930s Ford hot rod.
Okay.
Which were like big popular cars, and the shape is still kind of the same. So it was
Yes,
the Ford
yeah.
coupes.
So we'll try and get a picture.
sedans.
We'll try and get a picture up here somewhere of like a Ford coupe and stuff from back in the day as well.
and like they're just off from like 34 to 37, but that's really just the fiberglass end of it, because obviously the car bears no.
So it's just to mimic the shape of what
it's
they
just the
are.
pure shape of it,
A
because
replica.
I presume someone just decided it looked cool.
Yeah, and the same look. We're going to get a shot of Ian trying to squeeze into the inside of this in a minute, right? Because it. Go. He's in bits. He's in bits.
Oh, Carl!
He's all over the place. He's got wing mirrors and everything. Pull it back.
Made for it.
It is tight inside as well, and like what you're saying, it's 5/8 scale. Like.
They're almost as tight as a single-seater race car,
Yes.
really. Like.
So then, I know what the Ford Pops, if people watch Wheeler Dealers, they had one on years ago and they were running like a Jag back end and stuff like that. So is there parts, I know you're saying a lot of it is fabricated to match, but is there parts from other series cars in the running gear and brakes and stuff like that?
Not really other series cars. Like the chassis itself was spec. They're all spec, so
Yeah.
they're designed to be. They're the same all over the world. They race them in all countries. The
Yeah.
chassis is Legends car. The axle is. It was originally a Toyota axle,
Yeah.
and then one side shortened because the diff is over here on this side.
Okay, yes, yeah.
But really, running gear wise, no, it's all specifically
Awesome.
for car now. brakes, there is a Toyota brake system as well, but there is also a race Willwood system that you can do.
Yes, yeah. I know Willwood do a lot of brake stuff.
but
As well, I've seen before. Yeah.
But the one I have at the moment is still the Toyota. I think it was a Mark 1 Celica or something. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get it, but it was all pretty much spec for the class really. Now the axle itself, or the half shafts inside the axle, they're all spec, but the housing of the axle, that's where the Toyota bit is. But
yes, yeah, no, I understand. But so as far as a heart then, that's lying underneath here as well, if we're able to pop it open there. What heart do you have lying inside the car?
In all of them in Ireland, it's a Yamaha 1250cc out of the Yamaha XJR 1300 bike.
Yamaha XJR. So is that
Yamaha XJR 1300? Yeah, it's. I think it was in production. Don't quote me, but I think it was out of production maybe in 08 or 09.
Yeah.
But they were pretty popular road bike.
I was going to say, the older bikes as well would have been running the likes of the carburetors and stuff as well.
It's still all the same, and it's an air-cooled engine. But there is also a water-cooled engine version of it.
Yeah.
Same engine, same power, all that kind of thing.
So that's cool that you're running a bike engine instead of a car engine, like, isn't it?
And it's straight in. Basically, you can just go and put it straight from a bike into it. There's no real modifications allowed. You can't go and spend loads of money. Now, you do have to do a little bit of just maintenance work, but it's essentially a stock bike engine, really.
Yeah. No, and it is good to know, like, you know, like that this is something that, you know, there is regulations, I suppose, and there is boxes you have to tick, like, but everyone's ticking them.
Yeah,
to make sure that it's all even across the board, isn't it?
Everything, the whole ethos of Legend was trying to have everyone in the same equipment, so it's down to the driver, really.
Yeah. So we're talking about parts, right, and things that you got, and you have a little bit of Toyota, a little bit of bike, a little bit of subframe work, you know, specific for the Legend stuff. As far as getting parts, or as far as getting if things break and stuff, where is your go-to place for stuff?
Well, my go-to place at the moment is Paul O'Brien Racing. He's runs one of the bigger teams for Legends here in Ireland.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of the parts in, and he looks after the class a lot. He's done a lot of work to grow the class.
Yes, yeah.
Generally, if he can't get a part, you're in trouble.
Hang up your boots.
I haven't come across that, and he can't get his hands on yet. And he's always very fair with lads, and he helps. He wants to see the class grow, same as everybody else.
Fantastic,
so.
Yeah.
Basically, it comes from the UK. There's a supplier in the UK who gets it from the States, so it's a little bit of Brexit problems as usual, but it's we can still get them.
Look, I've seen people like from say drag cars to race cars to even our own show cars. Brexit is after taking a big hit, like with everything, and it is making things a little bit more complicated along the way. But it's great to see people are finding ways around it and are continuing with the motorsport and continuing with it. Like
everything has to go ahead, so we keep going. Motorsport always finds a way.
Yeah. So tell me this then: you have the car here, and it's looking. I love it. It is fantastic, and for anyone that was down on for anyone that was down on the quay would have seen it running and stuff as well. But if someone else wanted to go and see these in action, where is the Irish Legends Series based, or where do you do most of your races, or is there kind of a thing that people could get on to kind of get a hold of you and stuff as well?
Yeah, you can. We have the Facebook page there. That's probably the best way to contact us. You can drop a message there. As a physical base, we don't really have one because the class is kind of run by the drivers, interested parties, and we just come together. We have a meeting coming up shortly. Yeah. Just to discuss what's the best route for next year and dates. But racing wise, we race Mondello Park. Yeah. Probably our most visits to Mondello Park. Kirkestown up in the north. Bishop's Court we went to last year up in the north as well near Downpatrick. Yeah. And next year hopefully we'll be up. For years we've always tried to have maybe one foreign round, usually UK, like Scotland maybe. Just with pandemic and stuff, the last couple of years we haven't got away. But next year, hopefully, we're going to have a round in Wales, in Anglesey. Yeah. And we'll hopefully be joining up with the British Legends and the Scottish Legends. So there'll be a lot of legends there for that weekend. So
Awesome.
It'll be a great weekend if we can get it to come together, but it's obviously a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
So.
But it is, and like, because they're bike engines and they're carburetor, they sound great, right? They're obviously, they're all mental colours.
I always hear them before we see them.
You know what I mean? Like, it is a great thing to look at, and I think track racing is something in Ireland that is not as looked at as other. But I've gone to a few events, like, and I've seen them, like it's tight knit, like there's serious competition there to get there, like, you know.
I think rallying, I think it's easier, more accessible because generally there's one 5 minutes down the road
on your doorstep,
or
literally past your door.
Once a year, there's going to be one close to you, like. But drifting, it has a big following from more modified car fans.
Yeah, I get
your own
it,
fans.
Yeah.
track racing has always been a little bit niche, but it is growing, and ICCR, who are basically in control of all the running of all track racing in Ireland at the moment, have done a great job in the last couple of years promoting it and tidying it up, and just it's a bit more professional now, and it's more attractive for spectators, competitors, everyone really.
So as far as your car goes then, what are plans for the car at the moment? Say moving forward, or say is the winter time kind of a downtime for you to do work, or what way does it go for you?
Yeah, well, it should be in bed now until you have to go and wake it up for it. Normally I'd be putting it away, and I'd generally get over Christmas and then start thinking about it. But same thing, I may take a slightly reduced calendar next year, just budget wise. I'll have to calm it down and try to spend a bit of money on getting a few things right with the car. I need to get my carbs sorted, get them, because they were giving me a bit of trouble this year. I need to get some electric sorted. It's not even that I can change them or upgrade them, but they're just, some of them are getting old and they're starting to give trouble. So
and look, there's always a new part that is after getting designed, say, that will replace your own part and maybe give you a slightly better performance.
Not really. So really, for these ones, because it's all spec, we don't really upgrade. There is a new engine available for the car. It's a 3-cylinder injected engine, a more modern engine, just because these ones will start to get a little bit more hard to get, because of the bike is out of production and the new engine is in a bike that's still in production. So there'll be lots of them coming up now, but we aren't using those yet. But it's something the class may look at in the future. But at the moment we don't have to, because there is still plenty of them engines going around, and they're pretty reliable engine. And it's because it's
bike engines love to be revved out as well. They do take a bit of traction.
Because it's the air. Well, they are the water cooled. We do have the air cooled one. Most of us run air cooled. And it's because it's one block. You don't have to worry about radiator pumps, and it's all kind of, it's quick change as well, so when something does go wrong, you can fire one out and fire another one in pretty quick.
And look, as far I know, I don't like asking people about money and different things like that, but if someone, say, that's watching YouTube or whatever, had seen these in action, if you were to give a ballpark figure just for a car, say even a second-hand car, not even like a brand new state-of-the-art car or anything like that, what would be a ballpark figure, say, for kicking off into something like this?
Look, if you get cars without spares, you could get them for 10 grand. Most of them will be between 10 and 13 grand. And like 13 grand will get you a race winning ready car.
Really,
if you can drive it, it'll probably be good. Like,
but I'm going to say, like, if
more
you
spares package, that's where the money comes in, really.
And 10 grand as far as motorsport goes, it's pennies.
It's accessible. It's not. There are cheaper versions. There's always something cheaper, probably. But it is for the speed and entertainment and the fun to drive these things. The value is really there.
I would agree now, personally, because I've seen bills,
and you haven't even driven it.
And I haven't even driven it yet. But I have seen bills from people in the drift game, and I've seen bills from people that are in the rally game, stuff like, and especially rallying, like 30, 40, 50, like the sky's the limit. Like whether with
most motorsports, it's, you can spend as much as you want or as much as you have. Most of the classes in ICCR are kind of designed to try and have some sort of a cap. There are classes there where you can spend as much as, like, there's boss classes there where it's, you can have a Formula 1 car if you can buy a Formula 1.
And if someone say it was to buy one, right, and they have the Irish Legend series that you're going with, is there other motorsport events that these can kind of, is there a crossover like that?
You could get a motorsport logbook, and you could go sprinting or hill climbing if you want. Regular track days, it'd be a great track day car for someone. Like, we'd prefer to see you come and race it, but if you wanted it just as a track day car, it'd be
if someone was thinking, oh well, look, I can't travel to the north, so I can only get as far as Mondello, but I want to get my money's worth out of the car, obviously go to your events, but then at the same time be able to go to a hill climb session or be able to go to something else. I do apologise now. But to be able to go to something else as well,
like I said,
it's
the
fantastic.
track day, there's a lot of people out there now whose track days is their motorsport. So they have a car, you go all the track days. You could go I suppose if you wanted, you could do maybe 20 track days a year between the different companies that are doing them. There's
So you're
loads
not
of people.
limited really
No,
then,
no.
like,
If you
yeah.
wanted to, now, like I said, where these cars really come into their own is when there's 20 of us
Oh yeah.
coming
And
in-
you're all on top of one
coming
another.
down the straight in Rondello, bump drafting, which is one of the things that most other classes in all motorsport you can't do. Like, it's non-contact, but
Yeah.
this is non-contact as well. But you always hear our commentators speaking about a bit of bump drafting. The car's kind of designed to nearly
Yes, yeah, you have a few
read
bars,
the
and all
bars
around
there, and you just give them a little nudge, and the cars, it's not allowed, but they don't tend to stop us doing it
Grey area.
because as long as you keep doing it in a straight line, it's okay.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
designed for a little bit of bump drafting. Yeah.
Well, what I would like to say is, look, I'd like to say thanks very much for having the car and taking it out of hibernation for us here for the
Thanks
winter.
coming down.
What I am going to ask Yam here to get us a few videos and stuff as well. So throughout the vlog, there's going to be a few videos, but I will say at the end here now, we're going to try and put up like a little line of some of the action that does take part with.
This whole conversation gets me through the week. Now my body's shaking, feels so good to me. When we're out in numbers, I want you 1-2-1. You're not like the others. You're looking so good. You're looking so. You're looking so good. You're looking so. You're looking so good. You're looking so.
Look, for myself, I'd like to say thanks very much. Ian's behind the camera today, and from all the DB Dailies fleet, thanks very much, not only for letting us come down here and document the car for our vlog, but also look from us to the Irish Legend series for sponsoring DB on the Key, because it is a vital part of what we do as well, like, and it is great. And look at, as far as all the cars that were on the Key, I know any child that was under the age of 13 was down looking at this.
Unfortunately, none of them have the budget to buy one.
Yeah, but there was a queue trying to get into it to try and sit in it. But it is, I'd like to say thanks very much. And is there anything you'd like to add to the vlog?
No, just like to thank you lads for doing what you're doing for Bumbulance and for helping us to promote the class a bit. That's what we need to do, is we're trying to promote to get more people into it, because more people is in this class, the better it's going to be. And
Yeah, for sure.
next year we're looking at like probably 20 drivers. We got more. If we get 25, all of a sudden it's just epic.
Yeah, yeah. So guys, I'd like to say, look, I thank this man very much so already. I would like to say to everyone, be sure to head over, right, and check out the Irish Legend series. Check out the ICCR, right, and we'll have David's tag down here underneath him as well for his Instagram, so you can go on annoy the head off him, and we'll have all the links for their web pages and for their race and stuff down in the description, so be sure to check it out. So from me, Dunners_DB Dailies, I'd like to say thank you for everyone for watching and raising awareness for the Irish Legend series here as well. Be sure to head over and get in contact with us. We're on Instagram and we're on Facebook. We also have our website at www.dbdailies.com. Why not check out some of our merch? We have hats, scarves, lanyards, snoods, sun strips, stickers, and we also have all of our new merch on the shelves with our new designs as well. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.